Hey everybody, I am Meg from Loven Stamps and you're watching Maker Mornings with Meg. And today's project is a fun little treat that you can use for all kinds of occasions. It makes the super quick thing to just like drop in your bag if you're going to somebody's house, you need a little host gift, or for a grad party, or just something really fun and cute. It's very quick. And all you need is a quarter sheet of designer series paper, 6x6. You could make them in a different size, bigger or smaller. This is the size I'm going to show you. And fortunately, lots of the Stampin' Up! Papers come in 6x6. So these, of course, are the in colors for 23 to 2025. And I'm going to show you one of these. And then, of course, if you had 12 by 12 paper, you could cut it down. A really great choice for this particular little gift treat, DIY triangle treat box, is a paper that doesn't have a direction to it. So whatever the print is on here, if it doesn't have like an up or a down, you'll be a little bit happier. But it's really pretty flexible. Up or down is okay. A specific like orientation is a little rough. So, but you'll see what I mean when we go to make this. So stamp set is Circle Sayings, which is one of the new stamp sets. And we're going to use this fun greeting over here. It is the sunshine one with the cool waves, and so it's going to give us a reason to break out our new Stampin Blends markers, and I'll give you some sort of easy coloring treats for easy coloring techniques for this one. It's really simple, so if you haven't used Stampin Blends before, this is a really great stamp set to break them out and give them a try. So with that, I think happy pre-Friday, everyone. Hey Trish. I'm going to go ahead and drop our camera down and we will get started here. So for our paper project here, we're going to start off with we'll do our medallion second. We'll do our paper folding first. So I have here a 6x6 piece of the designer series paper. And what we're going to do first is we're going to trim off a bottom corner and just go kind of straight across there. It honestly doesn't matter. It's about 1/2 inch up from the bottom tip. Hey, Sue. And all right, now this, I'm not sure what's going to happen when you know what? I'm going to just switch our camera back. I'm going to show you this way. And I'm going to go down here because what we need to do is we need to break the fibers in our paper here. So decide which is going to be the inside. This is going to be the inside here with my hearts. And then this will be the outside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge of my countertop. I like to do this because it gives me a nice firm edge to run across. And so now you can see that my paper is, instead of being straight, it's got this like arc to it, okay? So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and we're going to wrap this around. I know I'm facing you, but we're going to bring those 2 points together. And then I'm going to squish the bottom to sort of force it into a cone shape, okay? And it should be pretty easy to do at this point, just kind of like that. If you find that it's not so easy, then go ahead and take it back to the edge of your countertop. This is a rounded edge right here. I know you can't see it. If it's a square edge, it does a little bit better job of breaking those fibers. But okay, so we've got our cone kind of started here. And I'll show you how to attach this when we switch our camera back. But now this part here, hi everyone, has to fold down. And it doesn't really want to fold because this is nice quality paper. So what we're going to do is the same trick. And we're going to fold this down. Okay, so now I'm at the top. And I am folding that edge down on the corner of my countertop. Okay, if you have a sharp edge to your countertop, this will be a little bit quicker. There we go. Okay, so now we have a piece that's going to come together to make a cone, and then it's going to have this flap over the top like so. All right, okay, let's switch this back here, and we can see a little bit better what's going on here. Okay, so see how I'm bringing those 2 points together, and it's going to create this line down the middle. What I want to do is go ahead and add some tear tape. You could use Seal Plus for this if you want to. Just watch the edge so that you don't overlap. You could also use my very favorite multi-purpose liquid glue. You're just gonna have to hold it for a little longer to make sure that you get this to hold. And honestly, I think this is about the only time I'm gonna say I wouldn't necessarily recommend the liquid glue, because as you pull this across here, it's gonna slide, and you really don't want to leave extra glue behind in a place that's gonna be exposed. So I know it's shocking but true. I am saying I am not using liquid glue. All right, so now I've got this pretty well pre-bent so that it's gonna go where I want it to, and I'm gonna bring that across. It doesn't really matter which side. You just wanna make sure that on the inside of your container here, you don't have any adhesive showing, because you don't want to seal your triangle pouch shut when you go ahead and squish it down. So you can see that this is kind of coming together here. Now our flap that's gonna go on the front is gonna pop across like this, and we're going to adhere this. And this part is actually, so these are not Stampin' Up. These are from a big box store. They're really inexpensive. They are Velcro dots, but I've got a really great trick for these that is going to make your life so much easier when you are adhering them. The positioning of these can be tricky, right? You put one here, you put one here, hopefully they're in the right spot. We're not doing that, okay? We're not gonna separate them. We're gonna put them together. So put those two little dots together, and I'm gonna peel off one of the adhesive backings. It honestly doesn't matter which one, but see how my two dots are glued together still? I'm gonna put this right in the triangle here at the tip of our triangle box. Then I'm gonna peel off the second one. It's really tempting to wanna stick the other dot here, but don't do it. You're going to peel this backing off, which can be a little tricky. And now I'm gonna position this where I want it, and I'm going to fold this down and just pinch it to get that adhesive really nicely stuck, okay? So you can see why this is a better way to adhere them, because you know that your pieces are in the right spot. Now, the first time you open this, depending on what kind of Velcro you got, it might be a little bit rougher. So you can pre-open and close it a few times. It's honestly just so satisfying. But, oh, I realized I forgot to put my trim piece on because I was so excited to show you the Velcro dot. All right, well, we'll get to this here now. Shoot. Okay, that Velcro is totally stuck on there too. So it's, oh, is it? Yep. No, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, I can still get a corner of it up. All right, so don't do it in this order because this is not the best choice. But what I'm gonna do, I have a piece of sparkle paper here. This is from the Soft Shimmer specialty paper in all the colors of which I can never remember. Watch this. Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, Bubble Bath, Berry Burst, and Navy. I know, aren't you guys shocked that, it might be Misty Moonlight, kind of dark, maybe Night of Navy, but I got my greens right that time. I've been practicing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of loosely measure here with my fingers and go ahead and put, I know, I couldn't resist using it a little, the multi-purpose liquid glue on, and I'm holding it above the glue point, and now I'm gonna slide this on here, and this is going to cover our attachment point. Just give this a little extra pizzazz on the front, and then at the top, I'm gonna go ahead and trim that. Always trim from the back side. It gives you an easier run at it. Okay, and now I'm gonna press that Velcro dot. So, okay, remember, you're gonna put your trim piece on and then the Velcro dot. Now, sometimes depending on where your seam is, your trim piece might be way over here or way over here. So not a big deal, but good morning. Hey, Becky. Hey, Dawn. Good to see you. And yeah, Pretty Peacock, right? It's one of Sue's favorites. Okay, so now we have the guts of our box done, but we clearly need some fun decorations. So this is where Circle Sayings is going to come in. And I'm gonna pull this wave image here because I just think it's just a happy, sort of carefree, and it goes with warm hello perfectly. So we're gonna mount that warm hello. But you could do this for all kinds of stuff. You could do it because you're awesome. Smile is always a happy sentiment to share. This sunshine, or these, this isn't sunshine, these are shells. There's florals, and then there's these clever little sending you whatever, thinking of you, and a cupcake. And I mean, who can't use more cupcakes in their life? So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and bring this together, and I'm gonna use more of our in color selection. So here are all the in colors in the jute twine. We're gonna get to that. But we're gonna go ahead and ink this one in Petaled Path, which is a terrific sort of backgroundy neutral. And a lot of times I don't do my line image stamping in black always. I really like basic gray, sometimes early espresso. Pebbled Path I think might be my new favorite go-to, especially when I'm working with these in colors. So it's just a really pretty deep gray, sort of deep gray brownish kind of color. And I'm gonna close this up so it doesn't go anywhere else. And then we're gonna set this up for a second, and I have, through the magic of television, cut with the shocking, you guys must recognize these forever, but I have one of the smaller circles here from, not the smallest I think, the second smallest circle from Stylish Shapes Dies. And we're gonna go ahead and do our greeting here. We're gonna have a warm hello in wild wheat. And I just find like wild wheat is perfect color for a warm hello. Now, I'm stamping this on here so that I can see through with my photopolymer, and I want to make sure that I get the hello, make sure I get the O at the end. It's going to be a tight fit, but warm HE-double-L is not the same as warm hello. So make sure you get the important parts of your greetings on there so that you don't miss out. So I'm missing some of the curly QH, but that is perfectly okay. All right, so this is going to come in handy also. All right, so let's take our Stampin' Blends markers, and I have Wild Wheat and Boho Blue here, and I'm going to pop us, come on, oh gosh. Okay, hold on, I gotta switch to Zoom. Ah, that's what I get for messing with my white balance. Okay, I got tired of it changing all the time, so then I switched it to, there we go. Switched it so that it wouldn't change, and now they're out of the frying pan into the, you know how that goes. All right, so for our coloring, I'm gonna go ahead and close up this pretty Wild Wheat pad. Wild Wheat is like kind of growing into my favorite color. Anybody else that's like working that direction? I don't know, give me a shout out if you're a Wild Wheat fan. So what I'm gonna do is sort of standard coloring with Stampin' Blends for me. I always have 3 steps. We're gonna do 2 of them today. So I guess I shouldn't say always. But first step is to put a light color wash on. So what I'm gonna do is take the light color of the Wild Wheat, and I'm gonna go all the way over our image. I'm just kind of giving it a background color. And then I'm gonna go back with step 2, and step 2 for me is always to add a ring around the edge of our thing, or where I want it to be darker. And then we're gonna stop there. We're not going to add any more. So usually step 3 would be to go back with my light blend and color at the intersection. But we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna leave this. It's kind of a stylized coloring, and I think you're gonna like the way it looks in the end with the blue. So let's go ahead and do our blue. So I have my Boho Blue, and I'm gonna do the light here. And oops, that's the bullet tip. I really like to color with a brush tip. So I'm gonna go over and around the edge. When I'm coloring, I like to have my marker strokes follow the vein or the like direction of the print, kind of. So if the flower is growing, I'm gonna follow the direction of the petal growth or the leaves. I'm gonna follow the direction of the waves rather than just like, because, did you like that sound effect, by the way? Sorry. Because it's going to pick up a little bit of your stroke in the brushing, and so you want to make sure that you have that across where you're following the design and you're enhancing it rather than like trying to fight against it. All right, so first step, light color wash. Second step, give a highlight line. Now for this one, I am only going to do underneath here to show dimension, and then I'm going to do the top of each wave line. So again, really, really simple. And this is a cool kind of stylized way to use your Stampin' Blends. And because we did that first color wash, it's gonna blend on its own just, let me bring this up to you, just a little bit. We'll see some blending there as those colors mush together. But I really like how this works here with this sort of stark line around the edge or the stark line at the top. So now we're gonna take this, and it matches with the 2-inch circle punch. The links are in the video description for supplies. The Circle Sayings stamp set is bundled with a 2 3/8 inch circle punch. So if you want this one also, you're gonna have to add the 2-inch circle punch so that you have the tight cut. Otherwise, with a larger cut, you're gonna get a bigger circle around, which is gonna leave you room for the extra greetings and so forth. So not a bad thing. All right, so we have some cleanup work to do here on our pieces. So let's talk a little bit about attachment. Oh, Kathy said she made treats last week and her Velcro dots didn't stick on the DSP, and she put multiple adhesives and stacks of weights. Yeah, and she said maybe her Velcro dots were old. That could be. That's the trick with getting, like, I always feel like when I'm ordering supplies from Stampin' Up, things are pretty reproducible and reliable. And when I get them from the big box store, you don't know how long they've been sitting on their shelf. Honestly, I often pick these up from like the clearance aisle of things, so I feel like they don't sell super quickly. And so it could be that they're just old to begin with. That's really frustrating though. Yeah, and actually like putting the extra adhesive on should have helped. So my go-to, Kathy, when I am like desperate to get something to really stick is glue gun. I know it's kind of crazy, but sometimes a glue gun will hold on stuff that I just can't get it to work in other cases. So, well, I hope you were able to resurrect your treats, Kathy. You're super creative. I'm sure you were able to sort something out. So, okay, so we are going to put this here on the front of our container, but you'll notice the back side is not pretty. So what we're gonna do is we don't want that to show when we open this. We want the back side to be pretty. So we're gonna grab our circle punch again, and I'm gonna take one of the other designer series papers from the same patterns set. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but for each of the color families, so both in color families, and then also the neutrals, brights, regals, subtles, couldn't remember them all. There is a patterns paper, which gives you 2 patterns. It's the dots and the lines, and then the hearts and the stripes, the diagonal stripes. But you can get pattern paper to match your cardstock in all of these colors. So that gives you lots of fun choices, and then you'll always have a pattern paper to match whatever you're working on. So I kind of like to get those when the new catalog, new colors come out. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna attach it to the back, and I like the happy dotted side. So I know you were afraid I wasn't gonna use enough liquid glue on this project, but rest assured we're breaking it out. So when I attach something like this, I always like to hold it in my hand, because then I can just cut around the edge and make sure that it's really well centered on there. Okay, so now we have this fun little disc, which honestly makes me like want to do all kinds of fun things. So what can you do with a disc like this? You can make it a little thicker. You could hot glue, since we're talking hot glue, Kathy, you can hot glue a pin back on the back of this and have this be like a pin for something. You can put it in a bag, you can put it in a jacket. I might put like an extra layer of tag board or something in there, like the backing paper that comes from designer series paper, those big 12 by 12s. You could cut a circle, you could punch a circle out from the backing paper that I put in the Loven Stamps card kits to go. That would be good, that chipboard stuff. What else could you do with this? You could put this on a card. So if this wasn't a treat container, you could go ahead and you could just cut yourself a half sheet of boho blue cardstock, and you could cut down, not the unmatching paper, but you could just cut this, and you could have a card with this kind of greeting and stuff on it like this. So this could be a card really quickly. What else would you do with a dot? I haven't done this for a really, really long time, but if you have a wide ribbon, this actually can make a really cool Let me see if I have a wide ribbon to give you an example of. All right, well, not super wide. I would find a wider ribbon, but you can make a bookmark with this. So what I would do is maybe trap this on the back so that it's not loose. But then this here would go inside your book as a bookmark, and this piece would be the hang tag on the front. So like if you were gonna you'd cut your ribbon, which I haven't cut, you'd put that inside your book, and then this would maybe be a little shorter and hang there on the front as like a little bookmark. So, and then if you do make this as a bookmark, you can very easily pop it inside your little tree container here as a little container for giving your little bookmark gift if you're going to make a bookmark for someone. All right, so let's get back to finishing up our project. I'm distracted by other fabulous project ideas. Does it happen to you guys? You're crafting one thing and suddenly you're like, wait, no, I'm going to do this other thing too. That's kind of a fun feeling. All right, so now how am I going to attach this? Again, you want to make your life easy. Put your glue dot here on the, or your Stampin' Dimensional here, and peel the backing, and then position your circles. And I kind of want to look at how they're going to go together. I think about like that. And so now I can put this down without worrying that I've got my dimensional in the wrong place. And of course we have a cute print on the back of it. All right, so that's set. Now it has this tendency to want to pop up a little bit. So we're going to use our warm hello. I'm going to put my dimensional right in the center of this one. Well, okay, a little below center. And I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to use this to hold our tag down so that it doesn't pop up. So what I'm going to do now, let's see how to show you, is I'm going to slide this up. See how my sunshine is touching the dimensional? I'm going to slide that up so it's as close as it can get without overlapping, because I don't want to seal this shut. We have that glue dot or that Velcro in there holding it shut. So now it's like an extra little tab closure here. So when I put this down, I can tuck my sunshine under there and it's going to hold it in place. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like we clearly need some bling or decoration on here. Oh, thank you, Sue. Sue says yes. She always starts with one idea and ends up with something totally different. Yeah, it happens. All right, so we're going to use this very pretty jute trim, and it comes in all of the in colors in this package. So all the 23 to 25. And I'm gonna grab some blue for this, some boho blue. The trickiest thing about this is finding the end of it. So I'm still searching for the end of my pebbled path. Wait, look at that, Eureka, I found it. So if you just kind of run your finger along this, eventually the end will pop out. So alternatively, you could just cut it in the middle, but then it's gonna spool off everywhere. So not recommended. All right, I'm gonna tie a bow on nothing is what I like to call them. So if you haven't done this before, you can rewind the video here in a minute, but go ahead and make a loop and just pinch it. So I've got just this here. And then I'm going to wrap around as if I was like, you know, the rabbit goes around the tree kind of thing. And then this end here, I'm going to pop through that loop that I've just made, and then just pull that through as my second loop. So I know there's a lot of just in there. Just do this. Give it a shot. These are actually so useful. I love to have this little kind of bow here that I can just pop onto projects, and the jute trim comes on that roll. So it's delightfully springy and rounded already. It's like curling ribbon that's pre-curled. And then we can pop this on here. So you can put it up here, you can put it down here, you can put it up here. I actually kind of like it down here below the warm hello. And my favorite way to attach these is to use mini glue dots and make a little mini glue dot burrito, taquito, whatever you want to call it. Pop that on the back of the thick part of my bow and then stick that down. All right. Now, we need to stuff our treat container, right? So if you didn't make an extra one of these to use as a bookmark, you're going to need some kind of candy. And so here's another one I did with the yellow with the wild wheat bow. And you can see that this fits quite a bit of candy. Hershey's Nuggets are a great crafting size. It looks like it fits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, when you stuff these, you can't let them pile up on each other. They can't go in like this. or you won't be able to close your triangle pouch. So the triangle pouch, I just kind of shake them in there so that they stay pretty flat. And, you know, if you have extras, you just have to dispose of those in some way that is appropriate, which of course is to eat them. So always good to have stamping and chocolate, right? Because stamping is fun, but stamping with chocolate is better, is what I always say. So there are, you can see like a whole bunch of these little pouches together, just have such a cute little effect. So if you were getting ready for a big dinner or a holiday, you could use these. This one looks like it has one extra inside it. Maybe there's 7 in this. You could use these for place card holders. You could put a name on them. You could add a little, I don't know about you, but I always have strips of cardstock laying around. You could add a little like name tag on it, maybe like up here, or tuck it on the side, or put little banner ends on it. You could, you know, kind of make it the right size, or anyway, you get the idea. There are lots and lots of different ways you could actually accessorize and add to the fun layerings on these. You could take the in-color dots and you could snazz them up with a couple in-color dots. I'm super tempted to do that right now. But yay, oh, I'm glad you guys like this. Yes, it does hold a lot of nuggets. If you were wanting to put less chocolate in them, because let's face it, chocolate is expensive. If you had a bunch of these you wanted to do with less chocolate, you could put some tissue or some like crinkle wrap stuff, you know, that like paper shred, basically. You can put paper shred in the bottom so that it fills up some of that space, and then you just had a couple of chocolates on top. But these would make great, some of you guys are still in school, end of the year teacher gifts, all kinds of fun little things. Oh, Kathy says she already has the idea. She's going to use these for a national conference in June. Yay. Well, that will be fun. Yeah, they're super quick. And honestly, whether you have 6x6 designer series paper to use, or you are popping your 12x12 paper into the trimmer and cutting it down, 6x6 is really the quick size to use. So just remember, you're going to start off by cutting that bottom corner and then doing that paper bending trick that I showed you with the edge of the countertop. And then really after that, you're pretty quick to put these together. All right, I'm gonna switch back. I think our camera's gonna be somewhere. Oh, I thought it would be in a weird spot. So let's see. Today is Thursday, and I'm wishing you guys a happy pre-Friday. And I will be back next week for more Maker Mornings with Megs, and the week after at our normal 9:30 a.m. Central Time on our Facebook channel, and then posting around 10-ish on YouTube. But I will not be here live with you because I am getting ready to head off on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, which is it's a really fun one this time. It's a cruise to Norway. And so I'm going to show you guys this. So, okay, if you are waiting for your box, this is your warning. You turn off the video if you do not want to see spoilers. So spoiler alert is coming. So I thought I would show you guys. Stampin' Up! Takes such good care of us. And I should add the little star in here. Less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators earn the trip. So legalese, your mileage may vary, but they do take good care of us. And so, so Carol asked about the pouch. Yes, a gift card will fit in here. A gift card and chocolate would be perfect. So, all right. So Stampin' Up! Not only sends us on this amazing trip that we can earn, and thank you to all of our the Loven Samples team members and all of you guys for watching, and customers for helping to support me. But we got this box of treats in the mail a week or two ago, and so I thought I'd show it to you. It came like this, and then it's got the cute, like Norway, like they have the artists from, let's see, let's get rid of this. The artists come up with this like cute Norway specific theme design. I would love to have this as a stamp set. I don't know, how about you guys? And then we have our little like Stampin' Up! Wrapping, and then the things in the box. There is a card, of course, that said congratulations on the Norway trip. And then that's from Sarah and Shelly. And then there are extra fun things in here. A couple pair of these super cute socks, which would be great for the plane ride, I think. They're like super squishy. We have a rolling pin, and it came wrapped in this super pretty Stampin' Up! Themed paper. And then it has the same image on the inside, and it says, this beautifully engraved rosemalling rolling pin features traditional Norwegian folk art. Look up a Norwegian cookie recipe and have a go at embossing with cookie dough. So if you have a really great Norwegian, I'm thinking like a sugar cookie recipe would work really well. We actually make a lot of traditional Swedish cookies in our house, since that's my heritage part of it. But that's really cool. So, oh, and then like on the handles here, it says Stampin Up, so very cool. We got a really pretty luggage strap, always good for putting around suitcases just to give them some extra support. We got some luggage tags with a little Norway logo on them. Let's see, we've got a rain jacket, which is kind of a fun one because it might be kind of rainy. We've been watching the forecast, all of us, and it's got like a Stampin Up logo on the sleeve, and always good to have an extra rain jacket. And then the most beautiful thing, I think, oh, actually here's a pin too. This is really pretty. So there, Stampin' Up! Does a great job of giving us little pins for everything. And then the most beautiful thing in here is this sweater, which they had custom sized. They asked us our size and so forth. And it is beautiful. It's wool. It was made in Norway, specifically for us. And it's got the Stampin' Up! Logo on one sleeve and then the company logo on the other. But isn't that gorgeous? I can't wait to wear it. I am hopeful that it's actually not going to be that cold when we're there. So we'll see. Barb says congrats on earning the trip. That is a good question. So she said, what do you have to do? What were the requirements for sales to earn the trip? If you're interested in being a demonstrator, I would be happy to help you and help you get started. And the trip actually is kind of a sliding scale. So you have like promotions, title promotions that your own promotions and so forth count. And then also the sales component is if you have more promotions, then you don't need quite as much sales, but it's usually around 40,000 if you are only on sales. So that's US dollars. But really kind of fun. And this, I think, is probably my 22nd Stampin' Up! Trip. I can't really remember. There have been a lot of really cool ones. And I'm so blessed by the opportunity to travel and to do the fun things and to get to know all you guys. You can tell, I hope, since this is episode 300 and whatever-ish, that I truly love sharing project ideas with you guys and inspiring crafting. I think that there is so much that we can do as crafters to share joy. And when we have joy from sitting down and making things like a little, it's cardstock, right? Like how easy is this to just put together? We have this opportunity to have the joy that we have from making something like this. And then we have the opportunity to share this with someone and really brighten someone's day. I talk to my demonstrator team, my Loven Samples team about this all the time, but I'll share this with you guys too. There's so many opportunities to share this kind of stuff. A lot of times, like around the holidays, like around Valentine's Day or Christmas or something, I'll take maybe something a little smaller than this. But I would take these and I would stick them in my purse, and if somebody helped me at the checkout at the post office or at the grocery store or something, I would just give them I have some extra holiday treats. Could I share one with you? And then, people are like, oh, wow, thank you. But this one time I was at the grocery store and I needed something produce that wasn't out. And so I asked the lady if she could help me find something. And so she's really helpful and went and grabbed it from the back. And she came back and I said, I have these little Valentine treats. Can I share one with you? I really appreciate your help today. And she just looked at me and she just burst into tears. And I felt terrible. Okay, I'm going to feel terrible again here, but it's a wonderful story. She burst into tears and she just looked at me and she said, I have had the absolute worst day. And I cannot tell you how much this means to me to have someone, just a stranger, reach out and do something so kind. And really, it was some scraps of paper and a piece of wrapped chocolate. Not anything big, but that's the power that we have as crafters, to share what we love and make a difference for the people around us. So happy pre-Friday, and I would challenge you to sometime in the next week or so, before I get back and I'm live with you guys again. Sorry, my eyes are all red. Do something. Try to do something like that. And maybe it's totally outside your comfort zone. And maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to feel so awkward giving something weird to a stranger. But like, just, you can practice. I do it all the time. I just, in the car driving to the store, be like, thank you for helping me today. I have some extra little treats. Could I share one with you? Just practice the words. And see, you know, maybe the person will be like, okay, thanks. And they won't burst out in tears, hopefully. But just do something, give someone just an extra little treat to put a smile on their face and make a difference in their day. And I know so many of you guys do this kind of thing already, and my heart is so happy for that. Like I said, I love the joy that we share and the joy that we spread as crafters and the difference that we can make, for the people around us. So, with that, do not worry. You will see me, even though I won't be here, you will see me next week on Tuesday and Thursday and the week after while I'm on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. And I will see how internet works, but I might try and post some pictures here on the Facebook or over on Facebook if you're watching later. So look on the Loven Stamps Facebook page for some updates there. And yeah, I will look forward to hearing about you guys' adventures in the joy that you're sharing. So. Linda says it'll be cold, heavy socks work, and all weather boots. I am a wool sock girl, so I will definitely have my wool socks and my boots, my hiking shoes. And Linda says she does treats for her school kids with chocolates and pencils, and that's a great idea. These would be a really cute thing for a class. Thank you, Lila. And thanks to everybody for your wishes for safe travels. And oh yeah, Carol says for sure a Norway stamp set would be great. And love the sweater. All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful pre-Friday, and I will look forward to seeing you guys soon. Happy stamping, everybody.